Okay. Who? Dan double you. Let's go. Ow, wow, listen right now. Everybody knows the man that says pow. Start the show, gonna talk some toys. This is for the grown-up girls and boys making noise. Let's start the show. Talking Marvel Legends and the money that we blow. Honestly, look, there ain't no stopping me. Turtles and Joes too, let's do this properly. Need to buy more toys, don't tell my bank. Wasn't me, promise it was Hellfire Hank. Whole Who crew, look, they made me do it. If it lands in my door, then I best review it. Screw it, I don't usually boast, but I got Rich M, he's here to host. Raise a toast and raise some ducks. This isn't your average show, we're deluxe. Pow, and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who, and welcome to 242, episode 242. We are on the way to 250. Hello, how are you doing? This is the weekly live show where we recap the week that was in Marvel Legend news and everything in between. And the road to San Diego Comic-Con is now officially on, as this week and yesterday, in fact, we have had the Marvel Legends San Diego Comic-Con exclusive revealed, and the community sort of got this one bang on, to be fair, so we will discuss, but as always, I'm not here on my own. He is back after another little vacation. People were worried, the bots were worried, Rich, but he is back. Rich displayed once. Rich, how you doing?
I'm doing good. It's like one person posted 50 million times. That's what it was.
So if anyone who doesn't realise, right, go to last week's episode and look at the comments, right? I started to get a load of notifications that people were like, where's Rich? We miss Rich, and like, I want to hear Rich.
But look, click on the profiles. It's like auto-generated, and it's women as well. Like, I'm sure that's what the women want, is Rich M. Yeah.
Women are demanding hot OnlyFans models. Who, I don't know who it is, but it's clearly you have an admirer out there. So just take it as a compliment, Rich. Take it as a compliment.
Just send me money. You don't have to spend bots. Or just write that I like Rich M. You can do that.
So yeah, no, Rich is. We just want to confirm, Rich isn't leaving the show. We're not trying to phase him out, as one of the comments says. So
like 3 episodes this year. That's it. Like.
Yeah, we're halfway through the year. 3 episodes. He's a busy man. He's a busy man living life. But yeah,
damn, it's true.
I know it's true. It's very true. But yeah, we're not phasing Rich out. Rich is good. Shout out to Jay, as always, the super substitute co-host. Always fun getting Jay involved.
Where's Jay? Bring back Jay. That's what I want to say.
We're phasing Jay out now. Essentially, we're just waiting for the fembots to start liking Jay. But yeah, if you're happy with Rich, please leave a nice comment below, because yes, the bots are out for some weird reason. But anyway, how are we doing, everybody? How's your week been, Rich? You've got a sore throat, right? So if people think you sound weird, it's because you do.
I've got bronchitis. So yeah, I haven't been smoking loads of cigarettes or singing along to Kylie Minogue. I've got bronchitis. So.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody. What's that? Oh Lord Jesus, there's a fire. Do you remember? It's like that old Smo Yoho or whatever it is on YouTube. Yeah. Old school. If you know what I'm talking about, you know. But yeah, Rich is a little bit ill.
You and your salad fingers, you're down with the kids, Dan.
Been on the internet a long time, and I'm an old man. But yes, we've got some news to talk about, Rich. Actual Marvel Legend reveals, as well as a pre-order. So today's theme is very much Savage Land inspired, of course. Now we have this 3-pack. So we're going to be diving into what Marvel Legend characters we already have if you are building some type of Savage Land display, and then also what characters we feel are missing within the Marvel Legends collection that would go really well if you are planning to build some type of Savage Land representation. So we're going to get into all of that, but first I just want to go through some pickups, because I do actually have some Marvel Legend pickups. We don't usually do pickups on the show because Legends are few and far in between at the UK at the minute, but I'm slowly creeping up, slowly catching up with the Americans. seconds, as this week I got the Warpath 2-pack with X23, so still waiting for Angel, and we've got Nightcrawler already, haven't we, from the Nemesis pack, but we still haven't built that builder figure. So yeah, these look good. Again, shame about the pins, but otherwise, nice set. I also went in for Spider-Man 77. Now, I'm not going to lie to anybody, I was born in 88, so I have no nostalgia for this, but it is a live action Spider-Man. I like what it represents, the very first sort of live action Spider-Man, full stop, right? Was it this, or was he like, there was a Spider-Man advert or something before this show, if I remember correctly, but old people like Rectangular will remember this. He was
I thought, are you going to say mention Rectangular? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, because he always talks about it, but shout out Todd if you're ever watching. But yeah, I'm sure if you are a particular age, 77, you'll remember this Spider-Man. This may be your very first introduction to the character. Everybody's gateway drugs to Marvel is a different place, different form of media. So I like what this represents. I'll probably do a review for this one because I don't think there's many up there. And then the only figure that I went for out of the Gamerverse Spider-Man stuff is this Ghost Spider, because this design is very similar to the Ghost Spider in the comics. It's essentially the same. Of course, all the designs from the game were inspired from the comics, but this one is very accurate to what was actually in the comic book pages. And I'm always asking for more characters to complement the sort of mystical realm, the Doctor Strange, the dark stuff. So yeah, he can go with them. So yeah. Also, one non-Marvel Legend pickup that I want to show off, Rich. Nothing to do with Marvel Legends, but it may be my favourite pickup of the year so far. Rich, I just want to introduce you to Gizmo. He's become friends with... This is so good, Mono. I'm so happy with this. This is a 1/1 scale prop replica of Gizmo from Gremlins, the new batch, from Trick or Treat Studios. Absolutely zero regrets. Shout out Cute Cool Adrian. He showed these off a good while ago, and I was very jealous that the UK hadn't got their hands on them yet. But yeah, this thing does not disappoint. He articulates as well. He can move his head, his ears and stuff. Like Ted has become friends with him now as well. And yeah, this is my... This is my Gremlin.
Is he machine washable? Can you put him in the water?
Nah, no, don't get Gremlins wet. Come on, the 3 rules. You don't get them wet, you don't feed them after midnight, and keep them out of sunlight, Rich. If I follow those rules...
That's like women, isn't it? Same rules.
Well, if I follow those rules, hopefully my house doesn't get invaded by gremlins. So, yeah, there you go, people. But did not disappoint. I just wanted to show this off because I really like it. Well, you've got some stuff, Rich, right?
Oh, yeah, I got... finally, Storm Collectibles... Morrigan is shown up. So they go for a Marvel versus Capcom display.
A lot of people are
she's got massive wings, look at her wings.
Massive wings, massive. A lot of people are getting the Storm Arena stuff this week, right? From Comic and Cocktails, the Ken. Where did you pre-order yours?
I ordered mine off Storm Collectibles UK, but
wow.
No sign of them yet. That's why I was asking Tom. You think usually Storm Collectibles get them before anywhere else? So that's weird, but yeah, I haven't had a dispatch yet, so I'm just waiting for Ken. But I did pick up Froster from Masters Universe Classic. We'll go with my She-Ra.
Are they the animated?
Catcher.
The animated
Yeah,
origins?
and my Dispara that Jay got me as well from Grayskull, yeah. So these are like the filmation. It's like the anniversary year of Princess of Power, so they're doing a couple of the characters.
Oh,
so
that actually reminds me of something else I haven't really shown off yet. Let me show this off.
If you've got a She-Ra, Dad,
No,
I would faint in my chair if you had a She-Ra.
No. I've got something that is sort of, shall we say, inspired by the Masters of the Universe, as I have Flipper from Champions of Neferity. This is obviously Mad Hatter's Kickstarter and his own character that will flip all the toys. Keep your toys away from him because he will flip them. But yeah, this is obviously... Mad Hatter is genuinely one of my favourite channels on YouTube. I listen to him rant about anything. So yeah, this is had to support. So there you go. It arrived in the UK. I'll probably do a reel or something to show it off, put a picture of the Hooker or something. But yeah, Mad Hatter, I think these will be available somewhere. I think you can still get them on Big Bad Toy Store possibly, but that was from the original Kickstarter. It comes with loads of accessories and a little catcher bot and stuff like that. It comes with a soft good cape. It even comes like with mini action figures of itself, so he can do his own flipping. So it's actually a really good really good looking figure. I was very impressed. So shout out Neve, aka Mad Hatter. That was a very, very fun pickup for sure. But yeah, that's that. So let's get into what we're pre-ordering. Yeah, let's do the pre-order, and then I just want to pause for a moment and talk about my little reel, Rich, because I just want to acknowledge it. But let's just no, I want to ask you a question if it goes. But let's do this first. Let's do this first. Let's do this, and then we'll jump to the chat as well. So this is this week's pre-order, okay? So obviously the Gamerverse wave or series of figures, they're calling it the Autumn Program. The pre-orders will be running all the way until until San Diego Comic-Con, and the earliest pre-order is actually due July, right? I think we're going to get Psylocke. If the dates don't change, we should get the Psylocke pack.
Say in July.
By the end of July, yeah, because again, it's not a Target exclusive for us in the UK. But this has went up, and this is October, so the dates are really all scattered. But it is, of course, Captain America and the Venom 2-pack. So, Rich, remind the people, are you in on this Captain America and Venom 2-pack?
Yeah, because I think that the Captain America looks great, and I like a blue Venom, so yeah, why not?
Yeah, I reckon that may be my favourite version of Captain America in the collection. Definitely, like you said, very much could fit within an animated display. He would pair up really nice with the retro-carded Iron Man, I think. And yeah, could go along with even into your animated Spider-Man shelf, because, of course, Captain America does appear in the animated Spider-Man show with the 6 Forgotten Warriors. I'd love to get a box set of them, but I think that's a big, deep cut. But
he's in the X-Men animated show as well. He's in X-Men 97 with Rogue and he's as well.
Of course, yeah, you can give Rogue his shield to hold because she launches it, doesn't she, in anger in the show. So yeah, Blue Venom. Again, there's definitely a sense of familiarity with Blue Venom because it's just like 90s vibe. But yeah, for me, Venom. It's not my mind's eye Venom, but I appreciate that a lot of people wanted that version. But for me, the main event of this pack is the Captain America. Just a clean, nice aesthetic. So yeah, there you go. This went up for pre-order in all the places you pre-order your Marvel Legends. This is just a genuine, general release. Sorry. So yeah, you can. This isn't exclusive to anywhere. This one you should be able to get anywhere you buy your Marvel Legends. So yeah, always support the independents. They're always a little bit cheaper on the independents as well. But yeah. Let me go to the chat, Rich.
Actually, but if you're in the UK though, that what was the Wolverine Silver Samurai pack? Check out Amazon UK because it's like 20 quid cheaper than everywhere else.
Yeah,
I think Amazon UK have done like the wrong price. So if you was like, oh, that $60 price is too much, it's like £40 on Amazon.
That's a good shout. If anyone in the UK has got that link, I'll share it on the screen just to spread some awareness. But yeah, it seems like the Amazon UK link has got the wrong price for the Wolverine set. So yeah.
But if you buy it with Amazon, they usually honor it.
Yeah, they honor pre-orders if you get your order in. If you confirm your order, they can't change it unless they cancel it, but that doesn't usually happen. Let's say hello to the chat, because I do have a poll at the start of today's chat. It says, do you like the new Marvel Legend Savage Land free pack? Of course, we're going to go discuss that in detail momentarily, but there you go. 4 options for you just to make it interesting. I've put yes, I like all of it. Only care for the ladies, just Sauron, or nope, not for me. And so far, 65% say yes, like all of it. 17% say they only care for the ladies. Only 2% are saying just Sauron, which surprises me because I thought a lot of people were eager for a Sauron re-release. But with only 2% there out of 80 odd votes, that's probably one person that clicked that, which, yeah, that's low. They're lower than I expected. And 17% say no, not for me at all. Because I know some people, they're not a fan of trying to track down and chase exclusives. I know there's a conversation to be had of should have these figures been re-released released singly or something. But we'll get into that conversation momentarily, as I mentioned. But yeah, get involved with the poll if you haven't done so already right now in the live chat. I appreciate you. And Jay has just sent me the link. So let me just make sure it works.
Everyone's shouting out that it's £50 as well, not £30, like I said. But that's because I had that voucher and it was £30 for me, so I keep forgetting. So apologies, I had a gift voucher that I didn't know I had, and it took £19 off it. Yeah, so yeah, it is £49.99. Sorry.
If you also have a gift voucher, you will be able to get it at that rich exclusive price. Let me show it this on the there you go. So yeah, it says 18% off already on Amazon UK. So yeah, that's still decent, isn't it? It's still better than cheaper than anywhere out. And when does it say due by? When does it say?
It's like, is it like November or something?
It's over here, isn't it? Yeah, October again. Yeah, see,
Yeah.
so that's weird, isn't it? Like the Psylocke pack says end of July, but then all the other ones are saying like October. Crazy.
But last year's 80th anniversary night, yeah, whatever it was. What was it last year? I can't even remember. 85th.
Yeah,
There we
85th,
go.
yeah.
Like that was quite spaced
Scattered.
out as well. We
Yeah.
had like a couple early in the summer, but like Odin, we didn't get until like that was like September.
Yep, for sure. And that's a
time.
summer program as well. And they're calling this an
Yeah.
autumn program. So it does make sense for it to be pushed a little bit later.
July, that well-known autumn month.
Yes, yeah. Let me shout out the chat. Let me just always acknowledge this community leaderboard. Again, this is a new gimmick on YouTube where there is like community points. People can earn XP by engaging in the chat. I'm definitely working behind the scenes to try and find like a mini prize each week for the winner, something similar to my cards, but like maybe a keyring or a magnet or just something gimmicky, just as a little fun incentive to get involved with this. Because you know me, I love a good gimmick that invites and encourages engagement. So so far, Damien's in the lead, which doesn't surprise me. Kevin Beatty's just behind him, and then STM Figures. Who else we got in the chat? We can see Kevin Beatty, Space on the Shelf Pete. We got Ben, Jim Ruby, McMattison, I think I said it right, for Puma, Gregory. Robert Thompson says, evening all, great Savage Land 3-pack reveal. Now he's going to have to get the Savage Land Professor X, of course, available right now. Who else? We've got Jay's there, of course, Mikey Moonboots, Home Dude.
Hope you just made me laugh.
What's
He
he
said
say?
a Blocky's gift.
A Blocky's gift.
Yeah, give him a Blocky's.
Is he just requesting things? I do have a case
No, for the winner of the thing. You were saying about gifts.
Yeah, no, I do have a Blockies. I do have some Marvel Blockies actually saying that I need to open. Who else we got? So Home Dude's there, Mike Hex is there, Infamous. Super Sorrel's just jumped in, says, hey, evening guys. Yeet to Super Sorrel, he knows what I'm talking about. Cheeky Monkey Kiara says, evening, hello Kiara. Congratulations Kiara on you know what. I won't spread your business online, but congratulations. She's not pregnant before anyone asks, so I've just realised what that might have sounded like.
I was thinking that, you shouldn't be shouting that out.
Yeah, I've just realised what that could have sounded like. Yeah, Jay's not expecting. He's got no room for a baby in that house. The baby will just be in the top shelf of a Detoff, but he's got rid of his Detoffs only recently, to be fair. David, Evan and Smith, all three of them are here. Who else? We've got Prophet, Lady Mac. If Lady Mac is there, that means Paul McCarthy is probably close by. We're probably on the TV in the living room. Hello! I like being on a TV. That was a dream of mine. I always wanted to be in a movie or a TV show. But I think this is the next best thing, right? Streaming on YouTube. It's the next best thing. Cute Colt's there. Cute Colt, did you see Gizmo? I'm assuming those love hearts are for Gizmo. Finally arrived. I do sort of want to get the rest now, but I don't know if that's a bit crazy. Who else we got? Michael Davis. There, Paul McCarthy is there. He says hello. All right. Hello, everybody.
I was on a TV show when I was younger.
Oh, what were you on?
Oh, it was like some like Wales, BBC Wales documentary. But we were all doing like science experiments in this like museum, and they'd filmed these three kids. I was in junior school, so I was about like 10, 11.
Yeah, 10, 11, yeah.
And they'd filmed like these four kids who were like all from like the posh school, and like we were from like comprehensive, so they were like, oh, whatever. And then they came, we're like, well, we should just go and humour them, but we won't have the camera on. And I was so good that they put the camera back on. But I was like, I like burnt the guy who was helping me. I was like tipping like boiling water to make a bottle bubble. That was like my science experiment. But I was so like over the top with it. They were like, oh, we're getting this guy on the camera. And I was on the camera with all these posh kids. I was like, yes, come on.
Phil Jones, if you're out there, right, start going through that Welsh archival footage. We need to find this so we can play it on the stream.
It was Roy Noble's Appearance Guide. That's what it was called.
Start digging, Phil Jones.
Roy Noble's big in Wales. No one in the rest of the world's got a clue who he is.
Saying that, that's just reminded. So do you know I've I'm about to mention in a minute about my garage. I'm starting to move stuff out of my garage, and I went to the skip. So I went to the skip, and
Stacey Solomon.
Well, no, right? I reversed into my a parking space, and I realised I nearly hit like it was like a tripod or something. So I leaned out my window. I was like, I'm not getting anyone's way, am I? And it was like loads of people in high vis, but I just assumed they're working at the tip. They're all wearing high vis, but it was like a BBC film crew, which I didn't even realise. So I've parked up, and then a Lamborghini, like a purple, really tacky purple Lamborghini, came and parked up, and that comedian Gus, I can't remember his name, but he's from Coventry. Anyway, a comedian that you'd know from panel shows in the UK, like, got out, and they were filming a scene of his BBC TV show, and like I'm just in the background, like I'm like putting my boxes in the fucking recycling, and they're just filming with just me in the background. So maybe I will make it on TV. Who knows? Matt Fisher with the super chat. I should mention that in a minute, by the way. Friday might not be working, but we'll find out. Again, there you go. Super chats. Anything over £4 or $4. Hopefully, fingers crossed, Friday is working. But Streamlabs is definitely a little bit delayed today for some reason. I don't really know why. But hit that join button if you want to be on the channel. I tell you all the time, support the channel. You get to be on the channel. And this week is, in fact, a Legends and Liquor weekend. And it is the road to San Diego Comic-Con. So there is lots of toy news to talk about. So if you want to be on the show, you know what to do. Start hitting me up before Sunday. As I repeat, hit me up before Sunday, not an hour before I go live, and let's get you involved and talk some toys. You know I appreciate you. Thank you very much. And if you want to be on the show tonight talking about this Savage Land free pack, then you can do so if you are a channel member at the Who Crew Deluxe tier. We always do a weekly after show for those channel members, showing support to the channel, and today is no exception. So if you are a channel member at the Who Crew Deluxe tier, stick around, as we will be finding out your opinions on this Savage Land free pack. And if we get 5 super chats during the show, then I will leave that to be public while we are live for a bit of bonus content. But we did get 1 super chat, but Friday is definitely broke. So I'm just going to read it out myself. Matt Fisher, I see it, and I don't know what's wrong with Friday, but the numbers were delayed a minute ago as well. So maybe there's a Streamlabs issue. But Matt Fisher, I see you, I appreciate you. He says, so let me get the ball rolling. Blah, blah, Hasbro, blah, blah, excuses. Hit that like button or everything will be a Target exclusive forever. Oh dear, you don't want that. You don't want that. Hit that like button, people. I appreciate it. Thank you very much to Matt Fisher. Hopefully Friday wakes up. Friday, where you gone? I don't know where she's left. She's left. Right, I wanted to just quickly talk about this real right. So I posted some pictures on my story, Rich, and it got loads of engagement. So I just wanted to ask your opinion on it, right? So let me just play my little video. I won't play the sound, but I'll just put it in the background. So go and check it out on my Instagram or my YouTube. I'm in my garage. I'm currently sorting my garage. So this isn't in my house. People were genuinely concerned that like I was hoarding shit in my house. Like, this is my moldy garage. Me and Amanda have a nice drive. Our cars are on the drive. We don't use the garage. So it is basically a storage unit. It's not really like proper insulated, if you know what I mean. So there's nothing of value in there. Like if the garage burnt down tomorrow, I wouldn't lose anything. It's just boxes essentially and old sofas and stuff like that. But it has got a little bit much when it comes to my toy boxes. So I was just asking the question, does anybody else just have issues with instantly throwing away their boxes? And I got a lot of messages from both ends of the spectrum, and a lot on either end as well, to be fair, where a lot of people are on the same boat where they're like, actually I find it hard to get rid of boxes and I stash them around the house and I've got loads in my attic. And then other people are like, no, recycle them straight away. Other people were like, they used to be like this, they got rid of them and then they feel better. So I was just curious, Rich, what's your experience? Because you've been collecting years, you've got lots of stuff. Did you ever have a stage where your boxes got a little bit too much, or have you always just been straight into the recycling? I'm just curious of your experience with this sort of boxes and collecting in general.
The only boxes I keep is if it's over $100, £100, then I would keep it. So it's like the Storm collectibles, the bigger ones,
yeah,
and like some of the Mafexes that I've got, like I keep them. But anything else, no, I go straight in the bin. As soon as I've opened it, in the bin it goes.
Yeah, I need to create a rule. I think Jay was saying the same sort of thing. I think my rule will be like if it's 70 plus, because that way it sort of includes Mafexes and stuff like that. And Mafexes seem to.
You're already lower in the log. You gotta go 70, like lower. You do a bit lower.
Maybe if it's above 50, no, 50 like 70 plus, I think, is more imports and higher end figures. So I think that's a good rule to have. And I do have my tubs of, like, all those legends are just piled up against the wall, but I do have actual tubs with Mafex boxes and some of the more valuable stuff. So I have already been doing that, because I did used to buy a lot of SH Figure Arts Marvel stuff before Legends sort of crept up with the digital face printing tech. Because
I think with you anyway, you're not going to sell any of those legends. So what's
of course,
the fucking point in keeping the boxes?
Well,
just chuck them.
I don't disagree. But my sort of weird, not justification, but I was just trying to think out loud amongst friends, was like, look, when I look at this display behind me, like, obviously I'm very happy with all the figures on the shelf, but in the back of my head, I know I have the packaging somewhere. So in my mind, I feel like I have the complete thing, if you know what I mean.
If Ryan Ting phones you and wants it back, you can put it back and send it to him.
This is the thing. I know I'm quite organised, so I know where the accessories are. I keep my accessories quite organised, and I know where the boxes are. So yes, it might take me a minute to find the box, but I know in the back of my mind I've got it. So for me, it makes me feel like, it just makes me feel a little bit more complete. But you're not wrong. Like, I'm never going to sell my Legends. My Legends Legends and Toon Turtles are the two collections I think that will stay with me, like, as an old man or whatever. Like, so it's not. I know a lot of people do hold on to stuff for resale, but Legends are a bit hit and miss on the aftermarket anyway. Like, it depends on what's being released. Like Sauron, for example, this week, the aftermarket has been affected. That was going for over 100 quid. And now this reveal, I guarantee you that's dropped it down. So having the boxes doesn't really make too much of an issue, difference. But anyway, I was just sharing my experience with other toy collectors, as obviously everyone who follows our channels are essentially the same thing. Mikey Moonboots with a super chat. I do apologise, people. Friday seems to be broke. I don't know why, and I can't fix her while I'm streaming without maybe ending the stream. So I don't want to risk doing that. So we're just going to keep going, but I am keeping count in the chat. Let me just show it on the screen. So to acknowledge. Thank you very much, Mikey Moonboots. There you go. It pops up right there. He doesn't say anything. He just drops to $4.99. So we are two. We have 2 out of the 5 in our goal, and we've still got an hour or so to hit it. So yeah, no stress. But thank you very much. Let me close this tab then, and let's get into this week's news. So here it is.
Have you filmed your trip to the tip for a follower? Reel.
No, but maybe I will. Because I just thought it was pretty boring.
When are you chucking things in the bin? Like, you've got hours of content with this. Hours.
Look, it was just, again, I feel like it was the right place to share my thoughts amongst collectors, or for people who are experiencing the same thing, maybe. But yeah, Rich has been to my house, right? Rich, can you just confirm that apart from my collection room, my house has no action figures, there's no boxes, like, in the corner of living rooms, like... my house is fine. It's just my garage that's a bit of a tip.
You would be surprised with Dan's house. It's very much like Elle Wood lives there. It's very pink for everything. I thought it was on the set, a Legally Blonde 7. That's what I thought.
But basically, Amanda has complete control of the aesthetics of the house. As long as she just leaves me alone in this room, I'm like, do whatever you want. Happy wife, happy life. So I'm not going to argue with her over the colour of our cushions. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're happy...
Does Amanda like Legally Blonde?
I don't know. You'd have to ask her.
Find out, because I want to see Legally Blonde the musical next year, and Gail, I won't come. So I need to take someone with me.
She likes going out seeing shows anyway, so she probably would anyway. But I will ask her. Anyway, this week's news is the Marvel Legends San Diego Comic-Con exclusive has been revealed, and it is the Savage Land 3-pack. Bug Nice was right. He was right the whole time. We should never have doubted Bug Nice. But the 3-pack is here with Savage Land Rogue. We've got Shaana the She-Devil, which was previously revealed to us via digital render, and Sauron the re-release. So I filmed the video yesterday, like an hour after the reveal, and I couldn't get it uploaded until like 4 in the morning. So like I was 8 hours behind on the actual reveal. I was well frustrated. But my thoughts are already out there. So Rich, I'm going to throw it straight to you because the people want to know. What are your thoughts on this year's San Diego Comic-Con exclusive? Snap!
You just had another super chat from Prophet as well.
Okay, let's go to that first, and then we'll jump back because I should really. I've buried the lead. I've buried the lead with the Snap game. Prophet, he says, give yourself a box allowance, making you choose which you value most over others than the high-end figs. So what I've decided, sort of what I'm gonna do is that if there's a certain type of packaging that I like and I want to sort of keep it for my own sort of archival purchases of reasons or whatever, I'm just going to buy a figure and keep it mint on card. And that will be like the representation of that packaging's era, if that makes sense. Because retro cards are already on my wall, for example. But let's say the old style packaging of Marvel Legends, like Beast from the... what was the Build-A-Figure wave Beast was in, Rich?
Well, like the Toy Biz
No,
days.
no, the Hasbro one. It was the
Juggernaut?
No,
Apocalypse?
no, it was the white
Warlock?
Yeti one. I think.
Wendigo.
Wendigo. I think Beast was in the Wendigo wave. So I've got a mint on card Beast from the Wendigo wave. I think what? Someone will tell me in the comments.
I don't think it was Wendigo. That was like an.
I'm trying to remember.
Caliban.
Oh, okay, Caliban. Yes, Caliban. There we go. Thank you, Caliban. Yes. So I've got that figure mint on card. So for me, if I keep that mint on card, not only is it a representation of one of my favourite characters, but it's also a nice archival representation of that era's Marvel Legend packaging, if that makes sense. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to buy one figure to represent that packaging's era, and then just keep that one thing.
What's going to be a plastic-free packaging one?
I don't think I want to remember that era.
You could keep a box, just a plain box for that one. Put a rock inside there.
I've got a Hellfire Hank on. Well, I hope it's a Hellfire Hank in the box. I've never opened it. It could be a rock or a potato, but yeah, I don't want to remember the plastic-free era. That's not worth celebrating. But I think, yeah, that's what I'll do. I'm going to buy one figure, keep on card, and that'll be a representation of that era's packaging. So, yeah, I'll work it out anyway. But thank you very much, Prophet, for the super chat. And as I said, I was burying the lead. People, if you watch this stream on a regular basis, you would have heard Rich talk about the game Snap, okay? So, Rich, before we even get into your thoughts on these Marvel Legends, can you please just give our audience a little refresh on what the hell Marvel Snap is?
So, Marvel Snap is an online card game that you play. You collect the cards. There's all different things you can do, different battles. It's kind of like a Magic the Gathering type of game. Like cards have different powers, different abilities. You get a deck together, you play them, and you try and beat the opponent's team. You got like 3 locations, and you need to win 2 of the locations to win. So basically, you all get cards. You can put 4 cards in each location. There's special abilities for different cards. And then whoever wins there. There's millions of cards, loads of different ones of all different characters. And these are all cards in the game? Yeah. Question mark.
So why is it called Snap? I genuinely just thought it was a Marvel Snap game, but it's not even Snap.
So it's like Thanos' Snap. So if you snap it, you get more points. So you start off with like, if you play, you can get like 2 points like for winning. But if you snap, you get 4, and then if you snap as well, you get 8. So it increases like how many points you get. It's like a snap type of thing.
So if you have a double of a card, you can snap and double your points.
No, so if it starts off with, so there's like it's like a points based system, like how much you win type of thing, right?
Yeah.
So if neither of us stopped and if neither of us snapped and we won, you'd win 2 points, and that goes into like your total or whatever, and gives you points to carry on with. If you snapped and I didn't and you won, you win 4 points. If we both snap, it's 8 points, and whoever wins gets 8 points.
How do you snap?
You just click a button that says snap.
Oh. So it's it's as simple as that. I'm just thinking, like, in the most simplest terms, the game Snap is the 2 of the same card, and you say Snap, but it's nothing to do with that.
Well, it's not like match. It's not matching pairs. It's whoever gets the most points.
Okay, so
wins.
it's Thanos Snap rather than the card
like,
game Snap. Okay.
Super Sora says so. Marvel Top Trumps. It is kind of like Top Trumps, but it's more complicated than that because certain cards do certain abilities. So like with the ones represented here, if you play Shaana, she will call 3 1-power cards to every other location. So she'll fill up the 3 locations. Rogue's power is she will steal an ongoing power from the opposite team. And then Sauron's power is that he will take away all the powers from your ongoing powers from your deck as well. So some cards have like things that are not a bonus due. So like Typhoid Mary's got a high power card, but if you play her, any other card you play at that location will get minus points for being played there. But if you use Sauron on her first, that would take away your powers, so it would be like a benefit. So there's more technical than just playing like a Top Trumps type game.
Okay, yeah, because I genuinely thought it was just a game of Snap. So I was curious why like people were so engaged with it. But okay, so it is just a mobile game. Okay, so now we know what that is.
Raj Sharma cannot completely understand me. So just to point out, I'm Welsh and also I've got bronchitis, so it's even more fun for understanding me today.
Yeah, just use subtitles. I think YouTube give you dubs now, I think, and everything. You can give Rich a female voice if you want to.
With Marvel Snap, it sounds complicated, but honestly, it's not. If you just start playing it, it's so easy to pick up. You start it's not like Magic the Gathering or Dungeons and Dragons. You need a fucking rule book. It is really just pick up and play. It's really simple once you start going with it.
You can't learn to swim without getting in the pool. Learn by doing. Right? Learn by doing. Get involved. Okay, so now we know what Snap is. Let's go back to this pack. So this is our very first ever Marvel Legends Snap free pack. So before we discuss why we think the Snap is even associated with this, let's just have a look at the actual figures involved. Rich, what do you think? What were your initial thoughts when you seen this image online?
I was like, oh, it's a Savage Land pack. Why is it being branded as Snap for? Like, it doesn't make sense to me in that these are all cards in Snap, but what is the link to Snap? There was a Savage Land season like last year. It was like over a year ago. Shaana and Sora were both introduced, I think, in that season. And Savage Land Rogue is just a variant of Rogue. So, like, you can get different art styles for all the cards. You can, like, customize them as you want. And that Rogue is just, like, a different look for the normal Rogue card. So, I don't really see the point of it. It doesn't come with, like, you know, like, physical cards. That would have been a cool thing to get. Like, a physical card, like, inside there. I can't see the crossover, but then last year's STC exclusive was like a tribute to the Marvel Universe cards. Yeah. So, and that was just the packaging as well for Death's Head. So maybe they thought, oh, that what did well, even though did it do well, because that seems to be for sale everywhere at the minute. You could buy that on Amazon even. But yeah, but as a set, I think this is good. I think people who are going to be pissed off are the people who just want the girls or just want one of them. Because you, especially if you already own Sauron, like I think I said this before, I sold my Sauron about two years ago for quite a bit of money. So I'm quite glad to get Sauron again because he goes for about £100 now on the UK aftermarket. But my thing was why I sold Sauron in the first place was he takes up so much space with those fucking wings. He's so long. So I was hoping they make like adapt him a tiny bit, but up the wing wise, it's exactly the same wings, exactly the same head. It looks like he's got new legs, I think.
Yeah.
But otherwise, he's still gonna take up a lot of real estate on your shelf, I think.
Yeah, just to confirm, I just went to eBay before I made my video yesterday and just typed in Marvel Legends Sauron Build-A-Figure and put the sold listings, completed listings, and these were the top three. So this is Sauron himself is more expensive than this pack is going to be at retail. So yeah, price again for people, it is $90. I'm assuming that will translate into £90, but until it goes up for pre-order, we don't really know, but I'm assuming so. Yeah, so I'm like, when I first seen it, I want Shaana. Like, I want to complete that trinity of Shaana, the She-Devil, with Kazar and Zabu, because 17 years ago or 18 years ago in 2008, this was the Marvel Legends Savage Land free pack. Again, this was a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive in 2008. So yeah, 18 plus years now, and we finally have an opportunity to get an updated version of Shaana, which is a worthy upgrade for sure. So I'm definitely more excited about the ladies in this set. More so Shaana. Would I have preferred Shaana to just be a figure single packed, maybe attached to another, another Build-A-Figure wave, just like Kazar and Zabu was? Probably. I think I'd probably have preferred the opportunity to buy Shaana separately. But I'm not mad that I have to also buy Savage Land Rogue. Like if it was Shaana and Rogue as a 2-pack, I would have been perfectly content with that as well, because I was also always going to buy a Savage Land Rogue. But Shaana is definitely the highlight for me, just because I want that character on the shelf. But Sauron, I just think is... I understand that's the Hasbro game, isn't it? Like, they're going to re-release big Build-A-Figures that are getting hard on the aftermarket or getting expensive for new collectors to have an opportunity to add these things to their collections. I understand it, but I selfishly would have preferred a character that I don't have, so I don't have to buy a double of a character. Usually when I do have to buy a double, I'm glad if there is anything new there. And there are a few interesting elements to Sauron. They've gave him like the hypnotizing eyes deco, which I quite like. I didn't realize that at first, but if you zoom in, you can actually see his hypnotizing eyes. And then you also get this like hypnotizing effect, which looks okay, I guess, in the picture. We'll find out when we get it in hand. But Sauron needs to... he hypnotises people. He drains their force, doesn't he? So he can continue to use his mutant abilities. So, yeah. Otherwise, it doesn't really look, to be honest, like much of an upgrade for me. Like, for me, if this was a single-packed deluxe Sauron, right, that was just released, I probably wouldn't get it because I don't feel like it's that much of an upgrade. It's still a solid...
He's got new knees, Dan. He's got new knees.
He has got new knees, granted. His legs are now pinless. But the deco is also a bit brighter. I don't actually mind this darker deco on the old one. He also has a few accessories on his belt on this version where that Sauron is more accurate to be fair, the card from the Snap game, which is what they're branding it as. If I find his card there... He just has the purple loincloth. He doesn't have any of the extra equipment attached to it. So again, based off what it's meant to represent, it is a pretty accurate representation of Sauron. But yeah, just some of the recent Marvel Legend builder figures that have been re-released, like Venom Pool was one that comes to mind. I didn't buy another one because I already had the builder figure. So if this was single packed, I probably wouldn't have got it. But I understand that it's still a sought after figure. So yeah, just speaking honestly and selfishly, I would have preferred these figures to be released separately, but I'm not like mad that it's an exclusive. Like, I understand, I've been collecting long enough, so I understand how the games work, and every Marvel Legend San Diego Comic-Con exclusive I've wanted, I've managed to get, you know, via the help of the community or via the UK independent stores that imports them in. Obviously, Pulse have been bringing them in. So I think initially people get mad at exclusives, but just speaking from my own personal buying experience, I do think I'll be able to get this without too much hassle. We shall see. I may eat those words. But
I think that the thing that's concerning people this year is rather than saying like it will be at SDCC and also available online, they've said it's going to be sold at SCCC and then any remaining stock will be online. But I mean, like we said about last year's Death's Head, like that's everywhere for clearance, like for reduced prices of what it was last year. So I can't see this not being available, especially being Rogue and Shaana, especially being Savage and Rogue and that repack of Sauron. I can't see them just making like 1,000 of these and that being it. I think this will be plentiful.
Yeah, I agree. I do think if you want this, you'll be able to get this. It's just the terminology they use because obviously it's going to be on sale first at the convention, and they want to sell out. They want to sell them. Well,
the convention. They want you to buy it there because that money's going straight into like Dwight's back pocket. Like he pays for his flight home today.
Yeah, just go speak to Dwight on the side and just he'll do you a deal. Just you don't need to go to the Pulse counter. Just go to Dwight. But yeah, so they've got them in hand. They're ready to go. So again, I've never been to San Diego Comic-Con. It's a very expensive trip. I hope to go one day. But yeah, I've never been to San Diego Comic-Con, and I've always managed to get the sort of more modern day exclusives. It was hard.
Is there a bar? Do they have a bar at San Diego?
There's bars in San Diego. I don't know if they have
Is it in the because that's what I like about MCM. Is like you can like
the social
drink vodka and coke.
Yeah,
like...
the social element. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'd love to organise a trip to San Diego Comic-Con and like maybe if I can't even get a ticket, I just linger outside and meet people or something. But yeah, again, I love you know me with these type of events. When we go to the London one, I only really care about the toys. I don't really I'm not really in any of the other fandoms as such, am I? Like I don't cosplay. I don't watch certain shows. I just want to know about the toys.
The RoboCop game, big hit with you.
Definitely not. Do you know what? It's not. I like RoboCop. It's just Craig wouldn't shut up about it. Anyway, don't trigger me, Rich. Don't trigger me. Shout out Craig. .nostalgic.collection. Don't forget the dots. But yeah, again, I think it's a solid set. I think it's interesting. Do you reckon it's any type of licensing? Now we say this all the time. Like Hasbro, people give Hasbro the stick. If there's anything ever wrong with Legends, people straight away blame Hasbro. Okay, and sometimes that's rightly so. But behind the scenes, Hasbro have to get everything approved by their licensor, which is which is Disney, which is Marvel, and sometimes
Jesse fucking Falcon, that's who it is. That's who it is, Dan.
It is. Jesse Falcon is the gatekeeper for Disney and Hasbro.
No tits for you, Jesse Falcon.
But this is what I'm saying. Sometimes Disney or Marvel are given Hasbro direction. So like sometimes the Hasbro team have to find clever ways, because they only have a certain amount of figures they can release each year. Obviously, like we're never going to know the actual logistics and the actual numbers and figures. It's just we're never going to know. But we know they can only release a certain amount of things throughout the year. So sometimes they know there's characters they want to get out there, but based on themes for movies or stuff they have planned, because they have to schedule it with other stuff Marvel are doing, they can't get these characters out. So they have to find creative ways to package characters to get it through the licensing, if that makes sense. So I don't think Hasbro, like Disney were knocking on Hasbro's doors going, I need you to make a Snap box set. I don't think that was happening. I genuinely think it's the Hasbro team trying to find a creative way to get these characters out. Do you know what I mean? Because maybe if they approached them with like, oh, these are comic versions, some executive would have picked up a comic and went, oh, no, we don't want these on shelves or whatever. I don't know, whatever. Where if they said it's from a game, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't agree with that this year though, because obviously Marvel themselves have gone back and done the Savage Land Rogue miniseries, which I think is just concluding in a minute. So I think whereas like tits are bad, I think like they have gone and done this Rogue. Other Diamond Select have done a statue of it. So I think there is ways. I think the Snap branding is a way for Hasbro to do this and cover them up a bit, because they are essentially based off the cards.
Yeah.
They can get around that, like people saying like, you know, like Shaana should be showing more cleavage, Rogue should be more ripped. But they can say, well, these are accurate representations of the card art. That's what we've gone with. I think it's an easy out in that way. I don't think not doing Marvel Snap is... I think Marvel Snap must have been on their radar, because like in the Apple store, it's always one of like the highest ranking, like money-wise. I mean, it's played competitively now. There's lots of streamers do like streams on just Marvel Snap. So I think as a game, it is a pretty good game. I think it's been well received by the community. It's got lots of different characters, lots of different depth. This is an awful set, because like I said, you wouldn't put Rogue and Sauron in the same deck as each other, because essentially Sauron would take away Rogue's ongoing power, so Rogue couldn't strip the power of anyone.
Within the sense of the game, but
it's stupid, Dad. It's fucking stupid.
I
it
agree,
makes no
but
sense.
For someone like me who doesn't play the game, I look at this pack and think those characters make sense. It's Savage Land Rogue, Sauron, and Shaana the Sea Devil. So for someone who doesn't play the game from the outside in, this set makes complete sense. You only know it doesn't make sense because you know the rules of the game. So like, I'm curious what the spectrum of Marvel Legend collectors are that also know the rules of the game, and they're even bothered by that anyway, because Rich is clearly triggered.
I'm triggered. What I think is it could have been worse than this, because they could have literally just the Sentinel 2-pack.
Yeah.
They could have just re-released that giant rock on a Marvel Snap, because like the rock is generally one of the cards that can get played.
A single pack rock? No thanks.
Yeah, just Marvel Snap on it, or like a single pack rock for $20.
No,
it could have been worse, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But there was much better options. There's a lot of characters that have never had a Marvel Legend that you could have done. Like even looking at that, like Devil Dinosaur, we've never had a figure of Devil Dinosaur. There's like all the new X-Men, people like Pixie are in there. There's Galacta, like Marvel Rivals, that game. There's Galacta, Luna Snow have just been added to the game. There's Doom 2099. There's a lot of characters that you could do. So it's just, the Snap branding makes no sense. It's a nonsense, really. But then maybe something's happening at San Diego where there's going to be a big push with Marvel Snap, and they tie in.
Yeah, they might have a big,
or something.
Yeah, Disney, Marvel, may have a big like competition or a game. Like again, it is Comic-Con after all, isn't it? So you're right. Disney may have got wind of that and said, okay, well, let's make the Marvel exclusive something that can complement the other stuff that's going on at San Diego, stuff that we're not even privy to yet as an audience type thing. And for the record, that was just me thinking out loud theories. By no means did I think any of my theories were correct. I'm just like throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. But I just definitely think it's an interesting way to brand these characters, because if you take the Snap and Gamerverse from this packaging and just released it as it was, people would still want it, but people would then argue it's not 100% comic accurate. Let's just have a look at a few of the comic images, actually.
The only bit I do think, though, is, like, if you were a fan of Marvel Snap, there's nothing to make you buy this. Like, they did those mini comics. Why can't we get, like, little 3D printed, like, Marvel Snap cards that came with the three of them?
Yeah.
Or even just normal trading cards, like, something with it. If I was, like, a fan of Marvel Snap the game, there's nothing to make me go, oh, I really want this set. Like,
do you have a pair of scissors at home?
I do have.
You can cut these out the back.
Oh, it's solved, Dan. It's solved.
Marketing, mate. Marketing. No, I'm joking. Just, but no, you're not wrong. If they are marketing it around a game, which is cards, then yeah, they could have packed something in. Again, something more gimmicky as well would, I think, make a little bit more sense for San Diego Comic-Con, I suppose. Let me just get an actual image up from the comics then of Savage Land Rogue. So like Rich says, Rogue has recently had a mini series at the start of the year. I think it's only 4 or 5 issues, isn't it? And on issue 4, you actually have a front cover with Shaana the She-Devil, Zabu, and Savage Land Rogue. Now you can see that their outfits are a little bit different. She also doesn't have boots. Shout out David Evan Smith. He's a boot connoisseur. But you will notice their designs are a little bit different. Now, do you reckon the community, Rich, would have preferred these accurate designs, or is everyone just perverts?
I mean, like, Shauna's costume does change, so it's not in. I think this costume is not inaccurate. I think we've got to say that. But yeah, I think Shaana is, like, she lives in the Savage Land. It's a tropical land. She wears very little. So I think the least clothes you put on Shaana, the best it could be. And, like, Rogue's costume is very tattered. It's essentially her ex-uniform that she's, like put together. So it's all in pieces when she, like, crash landed into the Savage Land. So yeah, that varies as well, depending on who's drawing it, how, like, revealing it is. But as it is I don't dislike the bodies of these two. I don't think they're that bad. I think it could have been worse, and it just seems to be the general direction Marvel Legends have gone at the minute, is that women are going to be more covered up. They did it with Titania. They've done it with a lot of the more voluptuous females, so to speak.
For the record, I'm not looking at these, and I'm not one of those people that are going, they're not comic accurate, I don't want them. I think these look great. Like, I know there's some criticisms out there with the butterface Rogue, and again, each to their own.
But if it's Rogue, bloody Shaana as well. Like, honestly, both of these. So when I was in school, we had this term. It was Emmerdale Farm, and it was someone who had, like, a fit body but had a fucking ugly face.
Butterface, yeah.
Both of these are like Emmerdale Farm. Like, Rogue, like, it's this open mouth thing. It's just like they did it with Sue Storm.
And
that
like a weird
look...
pout. It's like a weird like, girl like pout with whatever.
And her hair, look, it's both too flat and too much as well. Like, there's too much, like, the white bit of the front.
Her hair is flatter on the card than it is compared to the comic image. If we get let me get the card up and we'll go side by side. So the comic image, obviously it's crazy. That looks like, do you know, like the Elektra, the white suited Elektra hair. That all crazy like that.
But that's what when Jim Lee drew her, that's what it was like in the original run.
I agree. But the card is a little bit more. It's not as crazy. So again, if we are basing these characters from the game, you can say that, to be fair, it is the hairstyle, at least, is more accurate to what we see on the card, which is the whole point of the box set. I
think it needs a kind of a wash through that white. I think it's that the white bit is, like, drowning it out, and it's I don't like that Rogue face. I'm not a fan of that. And I think Shaana the She-Devil, I'm not a fan of her face or hair either. She looks like Alex McCord from the Real Housewives of New York. It looks fucking ugly.
She looks like Laura Dern if Laura Dern grew her hair out.
Laura Dern's not that ugly.
Laura Dern's like the woman from Jurassic Park, right? Her hair is, like, too much. She's got that, like, bouffant bit. I'm not a fan of either head. I think both heads are bad heads. I think it's Hasbro going backwards with the female heads. I mean, like, the Toy Biz days, they made fucking ugly women, and these are both ugly women. Sorry to say, but I'm not a fan of either head. Yeah. I would prefer alternate heads for both. Look, there's a reason that Rich is the way he is this day and age, because he collected those female
Marvel
Legends.
It's all fucking Jesse Falcon's fault.
He collected those female Marvel Legends when he was younger, and he repelled females. Like,
Jesse Falcon making kids gay since the 90s.
Who knows? Who knows? Maybe that was the core reason you looked at those figures on your shelf and you're like, females. Maybe we've cracked it. I agree. The faces are not perfect. And to be fair, I've been crediting Hasbro in recent time because they do a good job with their digital face printing tech. But on occasion, they missed the mark. And I do think on this occasion, they unfortunately missed the mark. But otherwise, I think these are solid representations of these characters in these designs for my collection. Like if I look at these on the shelf, I'm not thinking, oh, what version of Rogue is that? Like it's clearly Savage Land Rogue. Like same with Shaana. It's clearly, there's no other Marvel character that comes to mind when I look at these two. So for me, I think they're going to fit in the collection great. They are both completely pinless, of course, both very similar bodies. It does look like there's reuse, but they've changed it a little bit. I do think they have got the same sort of loincloth on. It's obviously different colours. The top of the boots is different on both sides. Shaana's got more a different sculpt, but I think the rest of the boot is the same, of course. And then the tops may be mirrored. I can't quite tell. I think they are. I think, did they look mirrored, Rich? She's got it over one shoulder, and then Rose got it over the other shoulder, and they've both got like the sculpt at the top.
I think the bottom on both is different, though, isn't it?
Maybe, yeah, that's what I thought. So, yeah, they look similar.
Yeah.
They look similar, but they're different, yeah.
It's different. They are different.
Yeah, I agree. So, yeah, again, otherwise, at least when it comes to Marvel Legends aesthetic and articulation, they're on par with what we come to expect, and they're both characters that are worthy of decent articulation. So I think we're going to be able to get that. Let's have a look at the accessory. Talking about the heads, I do wish we would have got a second head option for both, and that may have been a better for us to accept the heads that we did get.
At least with Rogue, there are other Rogue. Hopefully, the Rogue heads will fit on there. Where I can just swap one of them on. So
yes, that's exactly true. To be fair, because of a Rogues with the same hairstyle, isn't it? So you can have your X-Men '97, you can have your regular Jim Lee versions. We've got two of them, ain't we? One in the retro card, one in the Juggernaut wave.
There's the J. Scott Campbell Outback version. You could put that on for like J. Scott Campbell's done a lot of Savage Land Rogues.
Let's have a. I swear I had a picture of all the Rogues somewhere. Let's have a look. I can't find it. I had a picture of like. Oh, I've got it. Found it. There you go. All the female Marvel Legend Rogues. Well, I don't think it's all of them, but it's most of them. So yeah. Yeah, and they've got the green bandana on two of them. I think that one might look pretty good. The retro carded one. Retro carded Rogue. She's got the green bandana, got the no bandana with the green. That's the Rogue I don't have. I don't know why I don't have it. I've never brought it for some reason, so I need to backtrack and get that version of Rogue. What version of Rogue is that? Like, where would I put that in an X-Men display?
That's the Outback Rogue.
Oh, okay. So I do need that. Okay. There's
she's got a very modern head. That's like a J. Scott Campbell head.
Okay.
On Outback Rogue. A lot of people moaned about that one, that it was inaccurate hair. But again, like going back to this, I remember when that the orange card Rogue got announced. Like I said, that looked like drag queen Rogue. Like the makeup on that was really harsh. So I think sometimes I think Omar V said about the angles on the photo. I think sometimes they do a bad job taking the photos of the female characters.
We've got them here. It's literally that we've got pictures of the in the packaging. Let me
she still looks like shit.
Let
there
me
we go.
use 90s action movie technology and enhance. Let's enhance, and I'll zoom across. All right, let's have a look. It's a bit blurry, but I'm doing the best we can do. So yeah, very dark around the eyes.
It's too much white on her hair as well. It's like you almost can't see like the brown bit behind. I'm not a fan of that, and I'm not a fan of that face. She looks a bit like the mouth expression. Yeah, it's like the girl from White Lotus, the British girl, Amy. She's in Sex Education. She's got like buck teeth.
Maybe I'd know it if I seen her face. Maybe.
It looks a bit. It's a bit like.
Amanda was watching that. When Amanda watches shows, I'm like just in and out of the room. Like I'm not ever paying attention to what's going on. She liked that. She watched all 3 seasons. Yeah, I don't feel as strongly as other people when it comes to the faces. I don't think they're great, but I don't think they're the worst thing we've ever seen from Marvel Legends either. I do think in the modern era, I think Sue Storm is definitely still at the top of that pile. But they could have done a better job, I suppose. But I still really like these. This is the reason I'm buying the set. These two right here.
Like you said about that Elektra set, though, like I think Marvel can do like beautiful female figures. I think they are there now. So stop doing these ugly fuckers. Like, look at a real woman. Like, you must know some.
The internet is there for a reason, people. But yeah, I can't remember if it was Paul Hardin or Paul Hardin who sculpted the Electra head. I know he always shares when he does. But yeah, they can.
Amy Lou Wood, Jay says. That's what I was thinking of.
Okay. So there we go, Savage Land. So let's talk about the Savage Land then for a minute, okay? Because last week we were talking about the Capcom and if you were building a Capcom display, because when things do get released, it does make people sort of look back and reflect on their display and think, oh, where will I put these figures? Like, where are these figures going to go on the display? Are you just checking out the female over there, Rich? Just seeing if it brings you any feelings?
I was just looking at a nice female like picture. She got boobs and everything. Storm collectibles for the win.
Yeah. So let's talk about Savage Land. Let's talk about building a Savage Land display in your Marvel Legends collection. So let's do that. Let me get some graphics up. Now, I didn't go crazy with the graphics today, but I do have some images, some visual aid, if you will. So first up, let me show this. So Marvel Legends Savage Land. So just in recent time, we have got Kazar's Zabu. Let me get on because they're over here. Ugh. Here they are. So Kazar, completely pinless, as we know. Zabu's very solid builder figure. I genuinely think these two are solid versions of the characters for our Marvel Legends collection. Don't really have many complaints with Kazar and Zabu. The biggest complaint was we never got Shaana the She-Devil in the same wave. Clearly, they had plans for her and that's why she wasn't. So now we can complete that trio. Very nice. Then, of course, we recently also got the Professor X in his Savage Land jumpsuit. Now, it never really is explained why, but when Professor X is in the Savage Land, he can walk again. They've tried to explain it, that his mutant abilities were helping him walk and he was suppressing that he was crippled or something like that. I can't remember, but they tried to explain it. But anyway, Professor X can walk. So there are some recent figures that would complement this free pack with Sauron, Shaana the She-Devil, and Rogue. Would you agree, Rich? These are a nice Savage Land X-Men representation.
I think for the Savage Land, this is all you need. This covers like all your big hairs. Like, there's many more people who live in the Savage Land, but I think for a core display, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, get all them, and you're kind of done, really. I think that's a good display of Savage Land.
For the record, I don't disagree. I also think, for me, these characters will be close to each other on the shelf, and that will be my Savage Land. What's St. James saying?
Oh,
Friday's working
$5.
now. Thank you. Where you been?
Will you do a head swap for these ladies? I know you're anti-head swap.
Will I do a head swap for these ladies? No, I probably won't. I'll probably keep these heads. Again, I don't feel as strongly as everybody else when they come to... I completely see people's criticisms, but I don't think any of the other heads will look better. And then in my mind, when I look at my shelf, I know it's the wrong head. I don't know. So, yeah, I'm weird like that. I do occasionally do a kit bash, and I do change heads and swap heads around when I think it's suited. So I'm not against it, and I'll do some head swaps when I do my video. Hopefully, I get this in a decent enough time, and I can do a video about it, and I'll do some head swaps, and I'll figure it out in real time. Yeah, we shall see. But thank you very much, St. James. That actually was our 5th super chat today, so we hit our target. Thank you very much, everybody. Friday's only just started working. I don't know why, so I apologise to everybody else who gave a super chat today. I apologise. Friday was clearly late. She's going to get a talent off after today's stream, I'll tell you that much. But the after show will be public, so you'll be hearing lots more opinions on this Savage Land set. But yeah, this is right now a Marvel Legends Savage Land display, just these figures. If you watch Legend of the Liquor, the 100th episode, you would have seen David Evans Smith showed off, he actually showed it off on 101. So watch episode 101, David Evans Smith showed off his Savage Land display, where he's actually got loads of Jurassic Park dinosaurs from Mattel, and he's added them in with his Marvel Legends, and he just went a bit crazy with a Savage Land. I've seen other people using like aquarium accessories, do you know, like with the, the plants,
like the
and
foliage
stuff
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some people have made some really cool looking displays. You can get that sort of that fake grass, can't you, that you use for model kits and stuff. People people have made like little Savage Land worlds. So Savage Land is definitely one of those Marvel displays that is instantly like, oh, it's the Savage Land. It's that prehistoric hidden world within the Marvel universe. So yeah, these displays can be good. I've also got some Jurassic Park figures up here next to me from the Mattel Amber collection. That these are 6-inch scale. So like you can literally get a 6-inch scale Velociraptor and other dinosaurs. So if you wanted to complement your Savage Land with a few dinosaurs, you can get dinosaurs that are in scale with the Marvel Legends. But let's talk about characters. Rich says, and I don't disagree, that this is a pretty solid display for the Savage Land. It's like most of the heavy hitters there. But I do think there is a character that definitely deserves some Savage Land love. However, his Savage Land look isn't really different to his main look. This is Savage Land Rogue number 1. Who's on the further? Who have we got in Marvel Legends form? So, we've got Kazar, we've got Zabu, there's Rogue, and who else do we have right there? Eric himself, Magneto. We need a nice solid Marvel Legends Jim Lee Magneto to go...
With his tits out.
With his tits out for our Marvel Legends collection. Like we were saying on the last stream, the Capcom stream, I still don't think we have the penultimate, like the best version of Magneto in his Jim Lee look. That very iconic red and purple outfit. Mafex have done a really good version with a soft good cape, and Hasbro have done a couple of versions, but I don't think they've hit the pinnacle yet. I think the X-Men 97 one was in the right direction, but it was a little bit short. He wasn't as bulky as I think Magneto should be. He wasn't as intimidating. So I still think there's improvement to be made for Marvel Legends and Magneto. But I've just put this together. And Rich, if you were building a Savage Land display, I'm sure you'd agree Magneto in this look would be an important part. Which Magneto would you choose to display?
I'd probably go the X-Men 97, like, original version. But actually, I might do that and then put the head from the second Magneto on it, because it's like, he has his helmet off in the Savage Land, doesn't he?
Exactly. So this is why I put this together. So before we got the second version, the Headmaster version of Magneto that came with those 2 unmasked heads, the previous head I used for an unmasked Magneto came in that sort of black outfit. What's that black outfit from, Rich? Marvel Now, is it?
Yeah, that's the Monet, the Extinction Team. Is when Monet's part of the X-Men, isn't it? And it's what is that? I think it's Marvel Now. It's like, it's just after Axis, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, the inverse.
It's a more modern look for Magneto. So when this figure came out, it was in the who's that? Is that the Apocalypse Builder figure wave? He had some translucent orange hands and some effects which were nice. But my favourite thing out of this set was the unmasked head. As the previous versions of Magneto, we had never got the unmasked head. So if you also have the is it the the Hellfire box set? You actually get the helmet as well. You actually get the Magneto helmet as a loose piece from the Hellfire box set. So if you got that and you use this unmasked head and put it on this figure, you could create a pretty solid look for Magneto in the Savage Land. But since then, of course, we have got the new X-Men 97 versions, and what Rich is saying is you could use the heads from this Headmaster version and put them on this version, and that would give you a nice pinless sort of Jim Lee look for Magneto for the Savage Land. Would you agree?
Yeah, 100%. I think that's like acceptable. I think like on that front cover, he's got his like costume tone, but in the comic book, his costume is pretty much together. So yeah, I think that version of Magneto would work, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think Charles and Magneto side by side, wandering the Savage Land. Because again, if you're going to have, like, I don't mind having the character on my display twice if they're like part of a different scene, or I need another version of that character for a different team. So I've got obviously my main Brotherhood of Mutants Magneto on the shelf with his helmet on, he's raised above the rest of the villains. That's my main Magneto. But I don't mind having another Magneto on a separate part of the display in the Savage Land section, where he's got his helmet off, the unmasked head, and for me, it's a different representation of the character from two different, like, two very recognizable. So I actually always find a way to still include any extra Marvel Legends that I've got. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to display an unhelmeted version of Magneto with my Savage Land display to go along with Charles And yeah, can we see? Let's we ask the chat. Who else? What other characters from the Savage Land do you think we need in Marvel Legends form? Now, I do have a little list here. I don't have many graphics, unfortunately, but I do have a little list. And I was saying to Rich before the start of the show that my knowledge of the Savage Land is mainly through the animated show. That's the information I retain the most, is whatever was on the X-Men animated show. And obviously they have a lot of the mutates on there. So, and I think there's a couple of different eras as well, where there's the early days you got the mutates, and then later on the Savage Land it's Mr. Sinister, isn't it? And you've got the Nasty Boys and stuff like that.
That's in the animated show.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So like that's why my memories and my nostalgia and my baseline for the Savage Land is from the animated show. So in my head, like it's like the mutates and the Nasty Boys as other villains. Like I would have absolutely taken any of the mutates that we don't have in Marvel Legends form over Sauron in this pack. That's probably an unpopular opinion because people wanted Sauron, but I had Sauron. So let me throw up some of the mutates.
I think the one they could have done, but she wouldn't tie in to Marvel Snap, would have been Zaladin for villains.
Had the picture ready to go. 3 females in a pack. Zaladin. That's the animated look. She does look like this in the comics, but she has other probably recognisable looks in the comics as well. Let me.
I'd go for more the Jim Lee style.
The black.
That's the one that I like. Yeah.
She looks like Deathbird a little bit in that sort of
style.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me get. I was reading this earlier, and this page has some different looks for her. So that's the look you're referring to, right?
Yeah, that's the one that I would want the most. And then that ties in with that X-Men 275 cover because she's in the corner of that. So like this image, like I think. Now you can more or less complete that apart from Zaladin. Like Zaladin's the last one because it was Zaladin and Rogue that we needed, and now Deathbird. We need a Deathbird still.
Yeah, I still think Deathbird's coming. So if Zaladin was in this pack instead of Sauron, do you reckon it would have? I reckon that would have instantly made it a better pack. But is 3 females in one exclusive pack too much for Hasbro?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think for us, but I think for for Jen, because I mean, they don't just want collectors to be buying this; they want everyone to get this.
Yeah, they want people at the show to see it and like it. Yeah, for sure.
And I think for you, for a general fan type of thing, Sauron is probably more well known linked to the Savage Land because of the X-Men animated TV show. And it's a build a figure that is hard to get for a lot of people. Yeah. So I think it is a much better sell putting that in than Zaladin.
Yeah. Thank you, Michael Davis. Michael Davis, £5 super chat. Doesn't say anything, just showing some love, contributing to the channel. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. Friday is also now working. And I agree with Rich. I understand that Sauron is definitely more associated with the Savage Land. So if they want this to be themed as a Savage Land set, put Sauron in there instantly. Even the people on the fringes of Marvel knowledge will recognise this as a Savage Land set. But yeah, you put Zaladin in there, people probably wouldn't know.
The thing is with Zaladin, though, is I can't see a single pack Zaladin being released ever because I think she's too obscure. I know she's the sister of Polaris. I know she's a big in the Savage Land. She's in the animated TV show. But she's very much got one block of appearances and then she dies. And she's never come back since. I don't think she's got enough standing in the comic books or in fact, she's not a fan favorite character, I don't think, or anything like that. So I can't see Zaladin being released unless she is in a 2-pack with someone. And now all the obvious choices for a 2-pack have all gone. So I don't think we're ever going to get a Zaladin now. How
about a Mutates or a Nasty Boys box set? Do you know, we got the Villains 5-pack. So one of the... let me throw up this image. This is a really tiny image from the animated show, by the way.
But Zaladin is not with the Mutates. She's with Garrock, the Sun God. So... it's Brainchild is the leader of
no, I'm not saying Zaladin with that. I'm just moving on to more villains from the Savage Land. So I'm thinking who have we got? So from who appeared in the animated show, at least we actually do have one of these characters. Do the chat know who we have in the Marvel Legends line? I'll see if the chat's paying attention. Which of these characters on screen do we actually have representation for in the Marvel Legends line? And no, that isn't Frogman, before people jump in the comments. That isn't Frogman. But which one of these do we have in the Marvel Legends collection? There you go. Vertigo. Cute, cool. Vertigo. Star Stewards. Star Hunter. Vertigo. There we go. Vertigo. We actually have Vertigo in the Marvel Legends line already. So, could we add Vertigo to our Marvel Legends Savage Land display with Magneto?
Yeah, you kind of could. I mean, like, obviously she's in a skirt uniform there, and that's more like her Marauder's uniform.
Yeah.
But yeah, you could put Vertigo in there. I think, like, to build out the mutates, I think you need like those figures there. You need Amphibious at the front there.
Yeah, the
And
frog,
then
the frog guy's amphibious, by the way, people. The frog guy's called Amphibious.
a lot of people are saying forearm at the back, and it would make a good forearm body, but that is actually Barbarous, not
Barbarous.
forearm. They separate characters.
I get them confused all the fucking time, by the way. I just see a guy with 4 arms and think, oh, it's 4 arms, but it's not.
But I always think like forearm they did in the Toy Biz line and the X-Force figures back in the day.
Blue card, yeah.
I always think, oh, they wouldn't do forearm because they can't reuse that character for anything, but they can. They can reuse it.
Hasbro.
Like,
Well, you know you love reuse. We're letting you know right now. You got Barbarous and 4 arms on this bigger, chunkier, 4-armed, muscly body. Make it happen, all right? You got the X-Force version for 4 arms. Put him in them, and then you can have this for your mutates. I'd take a. Like, I'm the type of person who, I know some people like avoid Z-list villains and stuff like this, but I like adding new characters we haven't got. I love completing teams. So yeah, I'd take something like this. There's also like a Nasty Boys sort of mix and mash. Where's my graphic gone? There you go. So there's some characters that I'd love in Marvel Legends. So you've still got Barbarous, you've still got Amphibious, you've still got Vertigo. Is it Brainchild there? That Brainchild, yeah. Was it Brainchild, Mr. Sinister's little right-hand man scientist guy in the Savage Land in the animated show? I swear.
Maybe. I mean, like, he's not in the comic books. He's like his own. He's the one who wants to run the mutates, and then Magneto comes and like gets rid of him. But yeah, maybe it was Mr.
I think in the animated show he's working for Mr. Sinister. That's where I'm thinking. Because that's obviously the rest of the Nasty Boys as well. Would you like any of these in the Marvel Legends line?
I'll take all the Nasty Boys. Like, I'd love a Gorgeous George and a Ruckus. They would be great figures to get. But I would like Amphibious. I would take, and I would take Brainchild as well. I think they would be like good representations. But equally, I'm not gunning for like a Savage Land wave. I think like this is enough. I think we've got all the key players of the Savage Land as it is.
I don't disagree. I just think it's fun to like do a little dive and see who else they could, if they're going down that well, where whatever directions could they go, whatever characters could they find. I think.
I mean, if the next Marvel Snap set is another fucking Savage Land set, then they're gonna have me to answer to and be right up the third letter, Dan.
Again, I'd take a Nasty Boy. I think Nasty Boy's a box set of some degree. Like the Reavers, people really wanted the Reavers, and we slowly got them, and we got the Bonebreaker Builder figure. I think if you gave us the Nasty Boys, like if Gorgeous George was a Builder figure, do you know, like, would anyone be mad at that? If there was like if there was a Builder figure wave, Gorgeous George with the Builder figure, but then there was maybe 1 or 2 other Nasty Boys in that wave as well to justify it. Would that be? I reckon the community would be accepting of that.
Yeah, I think they won like the teams. There's a lot of X teams villains from the 90s that we haven't had. I think even the Marauders, we haven't had many of them. Like, we've had Vertigo and we've had like Sabretooth in his look, but there's still like Arclight we need. There's a lot you can build up there. The Acolytes would be like, you could literally at this point do a wave of X-Men villains and you could start filling out some of those teams.
Who's the female Calypso? We've got Calypso, right? As well. For
Calypso.
Is it Calypso? Am I getting her name wrong? In the X-Men, in the Wolverine 5-pack. I swear, is it Calypso? Am I getting her name wrong?
Calypso is the one from Spider-Man. The like.
No, yeah, I'm getting her wrong. I'm getting her name wrong. You're right. I'm getting her name wrong. Who am I thinking of in the Wolverine 5-pack? Who's another
Callisto, the Morlock.
I was fucking close, weren't I? Fucking hell, yeah. Morlocks is. I was trying to think of another X-Men team. I was close. You can understand the confusion there between the two. Bloody yeah, I was very close. Yeah, Morlocks. That's where I was trying to go. I was trying to think of another.
Don't behind you with the ice cream van. Can I have a Callisto, please?
If they passed me the Marvel Legend, I wouldn't be mad about it. But yeah, I was trying to get to the Morlocks to say there's another X-Men villainous team that we need as well.
Yeah.
That we haven't really got many characters for. Who's the guy that Magneto covers in Genosha in X-Men '97?
Leech.
Leech, yeah. I'd take a Leech.
Little baby Leech.
Yeah, I'd take a Leech as well. Yeah, there you go. Legion X is with me. Compulsive Collector says, just a reminder, we don't have a full New Mutants team. Yeah, honestly.
Oh, fuck you, John. No one wants to do fucking mutants. Fuck them up their asses. Fuck you.
I think we're Team Generation X on here. I think I have to be. It's part of Rich's contract. But no, there are some New Mutants we need as well for sure. But yeah, lots of X-Men videos. My point is, Rich, as a long-time Marvel Legends collector that already had the Sauron Builder figure, I wanted anyone out to any other X-Men villain I don't have in this box apart from Sauron. But it is what it is. It is. I'm going to end up with a second Sauron because I need Shaana the She-Devil. He misses his wife. He's been telling me when's he going to meet up with her again. He's lonely. He has needs. He's only human. And I'm like, soon. She's on her way. We just need to make it happen. And Savage Land Rogue. Yeah, she'll go great. That will be my display anyway. This will, like I said, I will display an unhelmeted Magneto to pair with my Charles Xavier, and that will be my little Savage Land representation within my overall X-Men display. So I wonder how many people that have seen this multi-pack now are backtracking to pick up the other figures. Like we said, it's definitely going to affect Sauron on the aftermarket. He's going to end up being cheaper now on the aftermarket, but maybe it boosts the price of Kazar and Zabu on the aftermarket, and it has that other effect. Professor X is a brand new, I think it's a Target exclusive over for you guys in the US, but from what I've seen, at least with the Legends community, that they're piling up at Target. They're plentiful. I think David Evan Smith has brought like 6, and he's like gave Banshee a jumpsuit. And he's just giving random X-Men characters jumpsuits because there's so many Charles Xaviers out there. So yeah, do some backtracking. I know Robert said at the start of the stream he's going to backtrack and get Charles Xavier. But yeah, if you want a Savage Land representation, like just a mini little representation within your overarching Marvel Legends display, this is what you need, people. And thankfully, we should be able to get our hands on it as long as they don't scare us with these limited quantities nonsense. But I do think that's just the weird terminology they use to scare people. They want people to buy it. They want people to rush to buy it at San Diego, but there should still be plenty after the fact. So let's...
Do you think there'll be a single pack exclusive, or do you think this is it?
This is it. Just think last year we only got Death's Head, right? Then they showed off... what year was it? Did they show off the... What was it? Do you know they always do that morning, don't they? Or am I getting it confused? Is it San Diego Comic-Con where they have their panel, but they always have a breakfast? They have a breakfast, yeah, and they have a table. They do like a Hasbro breakfast.
They showed Kang, didn't they, last year?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And Kang was going to be a Pulse exclusive.
Pulse exclusive.
So I'm thinking Shaana's the Shaana 3-pack with Sauron and Rogue is the San Diego version. Clearly, Dwight has it in hand, ready to go. But then they will show other things for maybe a Pulse exclusive. So yeah, I think they're going to show. I think again we're going to do plenty of streams of San Diego Comic-Con, but I do think we're going to see maybe the rest of the Inhumans. I know you don't want the Inhumans, Richard, but I do think those rumored 2-packs. Just think last San Diego Comic-Con was the Doctor Strange 2-pack with Wong, the Punisher 2-pack. So I think if they continue with the 2-packs for San Diego for the August pre-orders.
This is you fucking YouTubers. It says stop making the fucking Inhumans happen. We don't need them. They're fucking shit. Fuck off.
I want an updated Black Bolt at least to make Illuminati. I just want to make an Illuminati.
That's all he does is doesn't speak. That's literally all he
I
does.
know, but I've
He's
got
useless.
the Bookie Cat version is shit. I just want an updated version. And to be fair, who else has their Walgreens exclusive Medusa just like leaning around on their display with her big long heavy hair? We do need upgrades of these characters. Anyway, we're discussing.
We got Crystal and Loki. That's all you need. It's good. And Miss Marvel can go with them before she became a mutant.
Oh, that's even more confusing, isn't it? She's a mutant in the MCU. Right. Anyway,
And now she is in the comics too.
Is she? They switched her back. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So confusing. Right, let me go to the poll. Let me check the poll. Right, thank you very much for allowing me to hit the goal. The bonus show will be public tonight. So let me post that. Let me change that actually while I'm live. Otherwise, I will forget to do so. But while I'm doing that, just looking at the poll, you can see that 56% of our audience tonight, with just under 200 votes, say yes, they like this free pack. 20% say they only care for the ladies. 8% say they only care for Sauron, and 17% say nope, not for me. And that is completely okay. Not everything is for everybody, and that is okay. That is fine, people. That is fine. When the Legends community learn that, the internet will be a better place. But not everything has to be for everybody. But
It should be, Dan. It fucking should be.
yeah, please everybody every time. That's not easy, is it? A lot of Gamerverse stuff recently though, but I don't mind if it's their way of getting out these comic figures. If that's the way they have to brand it to get some of these comic figures and fill these gaps in my collection, I don't mind it. Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to find my members only thing. Make it public, done, save. Cool, right, there you go. I've got my bonus link. Hopefully it works. Someone check for me. Dan Who Extra. There you go. Pinned it in the chat. So we're going to head over to the bonus show momentarily. Let me just show you guys what it looks like. For those who don't know, if you see the purple, that means it's the Dan Who Extra show, right? So as soon as we finish here, we're going to head over to the second stream. Hopefully this stream redirects you anyway. And we're going to get some channel members on and see what they think of this Savage Land free pack. So click the link, set the tab, open it, ready to go. And we're going to go over there momentarily. I'm going to close this poll now, though, with 55% saying they want this pack. Rich, you're in, right? You're in on this pack. You're going to try and get it like me.
Yeah, I like an ugly woman, so I'll get him for myself.
Yeah, Rich likes ugly women, and he doesn't have Sauron because he cleverly sold his Sauron at the height of the market. Rich is a clever man. Clever man.
I just ran out of room, so I'm trying to figure out where I'm gonna put this Sauron now.
What shall I promote? Oh, okay, Legend of Liquor this weekend. One more time, people. So Legend of Liquor this Sunday. Lots of toy news to talk about, not just Marvel Legends, but lots of other stuff going on. So Sunday the 15th. If you want to be part of it, all you have to do is be a channel member at the Members Club tier. That's the second tier. I've never changed it. That will remain the rules. Get involved. I appreciate you for it. We're heading over to the bonus show now. Rich, good to have you back. I'm glad that we're not phasing you out. Don't go on holiday anytime soon. Tell the good people where they can find you online.
You can find me on Instagram at Displayed Ones. And if you are a Marvel Snap collector, keep tuned to my stories next week. Because there's some strong Marvel Snap coming up. Some strong.
Yeah, we can say, right? Rich is appearing with the strong collectors.
I ditched Dan, and the comments were right last week. I'd been phased out, so I find a new avenue.
If you had missed this week and then appeared on the strong collectors, then the bots would have been crazy. The bots would have went crazy. And the bots, hopefully the bots leave some comments on this videos as well. It helps the algorithm. But anyway, Rich, we appreciate you. We're gonna make sure I will share the link anyway. But Rich is making a special appearance on the Strong Collectors podcast as well. Will they interact on this occasion?
Next week, I'll give everyone a link in my story when it appears, but it'll be like later next week.
Were they in drag for the chat?
I can't spoil it, Dan.
Oh, okay.
You know?
I won't say anything. Okay, go and check out this. If you know, the Strong Collectors are good lads. Dakota and Jordan, go and check them out if you haven't already. We're going to go over to the bonus show. Legion X says, "What? Can't wait." There you go. Legion X, can't we? Maybe Legion X is in control of all these bots. Who knows? Matt Britt says, good night all. Long live Sauron and down with Katie Price Rogue. Oh, okay, yeah, to be fair. It sort of does look like that. Remember, the bonus show is public for everybody, as long as you can watch live, okay? So we're going to head over there now. We will see you next week. We don't know what the topic is yet, but we will discuss it out. We're on that road now to San Diego Comic-Con, so hopefully there's lots of toy news trickling out and stuff to talk about. I want to do a stream where we talk about the best Build-A-Figures ever, because Build-A-Figures are coming to an end. They're a rare breed, so I do want to do a stream where you and me talk about our favourite Build-A-Figures. So
you're gonna rank up. Let's do a ranking.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do a Build-A-Figure. Let's do that. Let's do it. That's next week, right, Rich?
Next week.
Next week we'll do a ranking, a Build-A-Figure tier list, like ranking, but it has to be like every Build-A-Figure ever, or just like the Hasbro?
Yeah,
era?
just do them all. Just fucking go wild, Dan. Come on.
We'll figure it out. All right, that's what's happening next week, all right? So we'll see you then for next week. But if you are here, leave a comment, leave a like, all that good stuff, and we will see you on the after show and also on Legend of Liquor later this week. All right, goodbye everybody. Goodbye.
Bye.
Go check out one of these videos on the channel right now. Go and check out my initial thoughts for this Sauron 3-pack, this San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. I'm really happy to get Shaana, to be fair. Should have been single pack selfishly, but I'll take it, even though I don't need another Sauron. But it is what it is. Go check out one of these videos and I'll see you next week. All right, bye-bye.